Well, I get asked all the time, what is sovereign joy? What a weird name for a church. What an odd name. Why sovereign joy? Well, let me explain why we settled on sovereign joy. First of all, the sovereignty of God. Sovereignty. It's not a common word that we use. In fact, in the early American history, one of the great mottos that existed alongside of things like "Don't tread on me" was, "We serve no sovereign here." As Americans, we don't have a king. We don't have a sovereign as such, but we do in God. What sovereignty means is absolute, total, and utter control. God is sovereign in everything. Everything from whatever you ate for breakfast this morning to the shirt you're wearing right now, to the greatest events in life like marriage and death, to the most mundane things like how many times did you brush this side of your teeth this morning? Well, believe it or not, God is sovereign in everything, and there is not a single, as someone has once said, maverick molecule out in the universe that is not under the control and the sovereignty of God. He absolutely has every single thing in His control for His plan, for His purpose, for His glory. And you see, that's the thing we need to remember with sovereignty. It isn't just a sinful human dictator who's maniacally in control of every aspect of somebody's life like a communist China kind of thing. No, what it is it's a benevolent, joyful God who is perfectly blissful in union with Himself as the triune Godhead, glorifying Himself through the creation of the world and receiving glory in His plan and ordination in every single thing that comes to pass. He has a purpose, He has a plan, and it's certain. And that brings us to the second word in our name, joy. You see, it's the only true foundation for joy. Now, joy isn't happiness, right? Happiness is like that word happenstance. You're happy based on things that happened to you. Well, I'm really happy when I get an ice cream cone, and I'm really sad when I lick too hard and it falls off the other end, kind of thing. So those kind of emotions ebb and flow, and that's a silly example, but you understand what I mean. In all aspects of life, that can be true. But joy is different. Joy is a deep, resounding, settled pleasure and confidence in the ultimate security that God provides. You see, joy is the thing that we can have in anything that happens in life. So whether it's something as traumatic as I've experienced with the death of my son, or something as simple and mundane as all the green lights when I make it to work, I can look at every single event and know that God is in control in all of it and be joyful. So even if there's sorrow and sadness with the things that happen in life, I still experience joy. Even when there's the greatest happy and pleasures of things that come in life, that joy is still there and it doesn't wane or ebb or flow. We always have this sovereign joy. And you see, that brings me to my last point, is that's the true basis for ultimate worship, beloved. People will worship and they'll sing songs and lift their hands and pray prayers, but you can see in the things they're singing, you can hear in the words they're saying, do they really have a trust in the sovereignty of God in all things? If they don't have true joy. If they don't, there's something that they need to trust in even more, and that's the sovereignty of God in everything. Because only in the sovereignty of God can we have true joy.